Happy Friday and welcome to Make Your Day Richer. What are you all doing this weekend? Anything? I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm thinking maybe the pool. I know there's a little festival in Waxhaw this weekend on Saturday at Veggies in Waxhaw, the plant-based restaurant. I saw that there were donuts and coffee, so I think I'm going to go there. I know there are a bunch of vendors too, so that's tomorrow morning, so I hope to see you there. Yesterday, I actually spent in Waxhaw helping them with their new podcast, Roots and Relics. We filmed 3 episodes yesterday, so that was really fun. They have a new episode that came out this week, I believe, and I want to show you a clip.
It was a large, grand house that had not been occupied for a couple of decades, so it was falling down, and it's gone now. But it was still obviously something that you would not have expected. When I went to high school in Monroe, I knew the racial history and attitudes of this county, and I was just blown away that a Black family could have had something like that. So I asked, how did you come by this place back in the day? And this 79-year-old man said, the white women raised my mama from the cradle, and when they died, they left us this land.
Unbelievable.
He didn't tell me it was 800 acres. He didn't tell me that over 100 white cousins had sued to break the will. There were 2 trials in Monroe, a trial and a retrial, in the 1920s, and 2 all-white juries upheld the will so that the Black family ended up with 800 acres in the community.
It's a monthly podcast, which is really fun. They've got some great guests lined up. We've filmed some great guests, and I hope you tune into that if you're in the Waxhaw area. All right, and if you need help with your podcast, your live streams, send me an email at makeyourdayricher@gmail.com and let me know how I can help you there. Okay, I think that's it. It's empty. Let's go. My guest is here to provide actionable strategies for lasting self-assurance in your personal and professional life. Gina Redzanic, a self-confidence coach and best-selling author of Unleash Your Inner Self-Confidence, understands that confidence is something you build. She'll share key turning points from her own journey and dive into overcoming negative self-talk and the powerful connection between confidence and authenticity. And she's giving away a signed copy right here. Let me show you. Signed copy of her book, and you can win it by just commenting right now, Gina. Let's start the show.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
How
Thanks
are
for
you?
having me. I'm great.
Well, thanks for being here. You have the summer off. Gina's a teacher,
Yes.
and so we get her during the summer.
Yes.
Any big plans?
Very exciting. So I am really excited to promote this new book. And I do have some coaching I'm doing, especially with young teen girls, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, this past school year is my first year actually teaching high school business. And I did that. The classes are actually virtual, but then I go to the different schools.
Oh, wow.
So it was a really unique opportunity, and I loved it. I got to really connect with a lot of high school students, which was nice.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
How fun. Are you going to do it again?
Yes, I am.
Like,
yes,
okay, that was
they did
good.
ask me, and they're just, it's a great community that I work for. It's a little separate from being in the school, but we get to meet so many students through that outlet, which is nice.
So you're going to spend the summer promoting your new book, Unleash Your Inner Self-Confidence, which I imagine, that can't overlap with the work that you do in the schools, but I'm sure you work with teens as well, right?
Mm-hmm, I do.
Talk about, like, before we get into the book and what it's about, can you tell everybody like what the coaching that you do?
Oh yeah, so I primarily focus on self-confidence coaching, which ties into a lot of business ownership. So especially women, I would say, is my target audience, women who are either online business, whether it's network marketing or influencer type of business or small business ownership, as well as young teens who are just trying to find who they are, find their voice, especially in the world that we're living in now, all the outside influence. We have social media. I mean, the kids are growing up with a different world than when we were young growing up. So I like to kind of focus in on that. And then a lot of the teens that come to me actually struggle with their shyness, kind of overcoming that shyness, especially as they get into high school. So we work on public speaking and just how to skillfully connect and make friends for, girls that are on the shyer side. So that's what I'm focusing on a lot right now. In the past, I mostly worked with adults and just kind of overcoming those fears that go along with entrepreneurship and starting your own business and, building your team and your financial dreams, but also trying to combat those struggles and fears and risks that come along with it.
Well, I love that you're starting with teens because it's like all of those things, therapy, all of those things, like preventative. Like,
Correct.
why wait until you're debilitated and scared to go to a networking event as an entrepreneur and talk to people when you can help them as teens grow their self-confidence and not wait until it's like too late?
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. It's going to help so many young adults as they're growing up, as they're getting into the world, whether it is getting right into workforce or into college. Especially if they're struggling with insecurities now at that age, which we see so much, and with mental health and everything. So I just felt really led to work with younger adults, and then this, that opportunity with that position came up. I wasn't even expecting to ever get back into teaching. I really didn't ever. I mean, people would ask me, would you ever want to go back to teaching? I was like, heck no. And I used to teach way back elementary, but this is just so different. I think I also have 2 teenage girls. They're 13 and 16 right now. And just being so involved in, just kind of how they're transitioning into the age and all that comes with teenage years. I just felt really a gift for it. And it's just like you pray about things, right? And then God says, okay, this is what I'm handing to you. And even just this past first year, I felt like I was definitely meant to connect with some of the students. I did. Some have told me that they never actually talked to other teachers until they had me, that they really felt comfortable to talk to me about things. So I definitely feel that I have a gift to connect with them. So.
Well, what a gift to your daughters who get to watch their mother like go out there, talk about her struggles, talk about what she's gone through, and then talk about what it's like now to help other people. Like, that must be so cool for them to be like, holy crap, that's my mama. Like,
I think so. I hope so. It's funny when it's your own kids, but when they do write like the Mother's Day cards, the birthday cards, and those things, they're always writing such nice things about how I'm a role model to them and they look up to me and they're proud of me. So yeah, I dedicated the book to them too. So yeah, we're very close, but it makes it extra special.
Yeah. I was also thinking while you were talking about, entrepreneurs, I think it's very interesting in today's world. Myself as an entrepreneur and what I do, people think that I'm super extroverted and that I sit here every day and I talk to people. And so there's a lot of confidence, but there's something different between someone who wants to like have a business and has a talent and knows what they want to do. And then all of those other things that you have to do that you're not so confident in. And sometimes that all meshes together and then you don't do any of it because you kind of paralyze yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to speak on that a little?
Yes.
It's
Help
funny.
me, please.
It's funny you should mention that because writing this book, I had the idea for so long. I've been into self-development, like the self-help genre, personal development at a young age. I just always felt like it was just something I enjoyed. I studied psychology and education in college and I enjoyed it. I love to figure out ways to better myself. I was just always into that. But not everybody has that outlet or knew about it, at a young age. And I just felt as the years went on, when I was building my business, I was building a business with my husband in fitness. And there's a lot, that goes along with building your own from scratch. I mean, trunk of our cars type of story. And then getting into network marketing. And network marketing will, it can make or break you because it is a beast of a business. Yeah. It's a lot of hustle. It's a lot of, there's a lot of naysayers, negativity out there that you have to learn to combat. And that really built that up. But I worked with so many women that I just could tell their insecurities were holding them back so much. Like they would be on fire to make a change and so excited. And one person, one comment, one feeling of, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be good enough. I'm not worthy of this, and they would quit. Yeah. And I felt like women need a tool everybody does, don't get me wrong. I just feel like my audience tends to be more female. And I do feel like a lot of times in the business, career, entrepreneurship world, women seem to have all those negative thoughts come up, whether it's from other people or their inner voice. And I just kept feeling like I wanted to work on something like this. I did get involved in co-authoring some books. And I felt like that was a great way to start because it was one chapter. I was with a collaborative group. It was awesome. And then actually the CEO of this publishing company was like, Gina, I think you have a solo book in you. And when you talk about that confidence, I was like, well, is anybody really going to want to read like a whole book with just me?
Who cares about me? Yeah.
Like, do I really have that much to offer? And then even when I got started, I had the outline, and going from that to the execution, it was definitely a struggle. I had to like kind of get myself motivated and, build myself up to know that the words that I have to say are worth other people reading and how to put it together. So yeah, it is, and I've learned that not everybody's your audience, and everybody's your people, so it's almost like you have to think of like the worst thing that's going to happen. And then think, who cares? There's going to be so many people I can help. So that's just one example, but yeah, it is. I feel like confidence is a skill that you want to work on lifelong. You don't just show up like, oh, I'm perfectly confident. I don't ever need to work on it. It's almost like, if you wanted to go to the gym because you're like, I really want to get strong arms and work on my biceps, and you do some curls for a week, you don't just stop, right? It's ongoing. And I just think that's how building your confidence is as well.
Well, we were talking before the show about how like the only people who really have full confidence are like 4-year-olds who think that their artwork is the best thing that ever happened, who think they're going to be the president, and then we sort of life happens and we forget about that. And you're here to like be like, no, it's still in there, and you still should be. I love that.
Yeah, there are, and I address it in the book. There's so many ways that you could kind of peel back to see where did the insecurities come from, where did they stem from, and definitely childhood things are big, huge. I talk about different parts of that, but let's talk about someone that might feel good about themselves, right? They're confident in themselves, and then what chips away at that. And a lot of times I have found that it is other people's insecurities and feeling uncomfortable around confident people. So, for example, if I show up somewhere and I feel confident and I'm holding my head up high and I feel strong, that might make them uncomfortable. And so they might already start to judge or talk about me or gossip. And, it's happened before. Yeah. And then that goal of theirs is to bring me down, right? Well, that girl looks too confident. And they don't even think of it. They don't even think of it. They're not like planning it out. It's just it's just like a cycle. They just automatically do it. And I actually share a story in here. Maybe I'll just share it with the audience, but it's in here in more detail. When I was young, I was probably 8 years old. And I just think this story, it's a childhood story, but it relates in an analogy so well to now. I was 8 years old, and my older sister, she's 9 years older, so she's that cool teenager, gave me a suede jacket. And it was like the ones with the phrase, back then. And I felt amazing in this jacket. I really did. I felt like I was like super cool in this thing. So I was excited to go to school. And when I got on the bus, there was a girl that was older, and she put her foot out, like her leg out, to trip me as I was coming in the bus. And she was a little bit of a bully, and I just was the kid that doesn't want confrontation, doesn't want any issues with anyone. And she tried to trip me. I kind of stopped myself, and she looked at me and gave me a look, and she said, "You think you're so cool." And I was kind of like taken aback, like, what did I do, or what happened? I didn't say one word, but how come I think I'm so cool now? Yeah. And I remember sitting in the back of the bus thinking like it just made me feel bad about myself. Like, what did I do that bothered this girl? And, she was older, bigger than me. I was a little bit intimidated. Coming back on the bus, I remember thinking, oh, I hope this girl doesn't bother me, but I'm putting my jacket on. It's cold out there. I love my jacket. Yeah, and I love it. And again, she did it again on my way in, and she said, "You think you're so cool." And I was a nervous wreck. I was so sad. I walked into the house. I got off the bus. My sister's there, and I cried. I said, "I can't wear the jacket to school anymore. I love it, but I can't wear it." And she was like, why? So of course I tell her the whole story, and she's like, She was, tomorrow, if she does that again, you're going to look at her, stand up, put your hand on your hips like this. You're going to look down at her and say, I don't think I'm cool. I know I am. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that, right? And she made me practice, of course, the role play. I'm 8 years old, mind you. But I really wanted to wear that jacket. So I did. And the next morning, I hope that she just forgets about me. And she did it again. She said, you think you're so cool. And I just stood there and I looked at her, just like my sister said, put my hands on my hips. And she was sitting in the seat. So I was like already a little bit taller than her. And I said, I don't think I'm so cool. I know I am. Shocked. She
The
didn't
whole
say
bus
a word.
probably went,
Oh my gosh, she didn't say a word, and she never bothered me again.
Yeah.
But the reason that story it kind of showed up in my adult life when I was remembering that is because it's like how quickly we're ready to shrink back because we made someone else uncomfortable and we don't even know why.
Yeah.
And I did feel good in that jacket, and
somehow there was something wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of utilized that as the jacket is our confidence. And we're so quick to kind of chip away at that, to kind of bow down to everybody else's feelings and what everyone else is going through. And, I might not want to tell them that I just accomplished that because I don't want people to think that I'm bragging and we play these scenarios, and it's not because we're really insecure. It's because we're fearful of how other people will perceive our confidence, and there's a difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Yes. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So that's a huge difference.
Yes.
In fact, arrogant people are usually insecure, but I have found, and they are intimidating. So there's a difference when people could be intimidated by someone and that's just them. And there's another way that you could be very intimidating and very arrogant and mean. And that usually is layers of insecurity that you're trying to cover up for. So yeah, big difference with arrogance and confidence. Confident people are just very sure of who they are, and they don't want to apologize for it. They want to just be who they are, but they're kind, they have grace, they have empathy. Arrogant people, it's like their insecurities are causing them to like almost like boost themselves up to be better than everybody else. Where a confident person doesn't think they're better than anybody else. They're just confident in who they are. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah.
What else are people going to find? I mean, it's okay. Here's my question, because we've talked a lot about what people are going to find in this book, and I think it's amazing. Unleash your inner self-confidence. I want to talk about the confidence to put yourself on the cover of a book. And was that all like?
Yeah.
I love that. How did that happen? And were you like, yeah, I'm on the cover of my book?
Yeah, that's how I was. I was definitely like, I'm going to be on the cover of this one because, like I said, I've done book projects before, and it's collaborative. And then I've done a book with where I organized it, and I did not put myself on the cover because I wanted to showcase all the authors. And then for this one, I feel like because it is about finding that inner self-confidence, like I have to be. And I have to have a picture that kind of stands out to show self-security.
Yeah.
So yes, that was where that came from. So thank you.
Picture to me, when I see it, like I saw it on your social media, it like screams power to me.
Thank you.
And I love it. Yes.
I think it's just, it's sophisticated, like the outfit, and it's not overdone. I don't like to like overdo the makeup and all the things, but just strong. Yeah. Strong, self-aware. Thank you.
Do you think you're going to write another one?
So funny enough, I was at a networking dinner the other night, and a woman said to me, your next book needs to be for teens. We need something like that for our girls. And I was like, oh, it's a really great idea.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of in the back of my head as like gearing up. Now, teenagers can absolutely read this. However, I think that there is material that would just speak to teens more specifically. Yeah. So that's where I'm feeling might be the next venture.
My other thought with this was, well, maybe because this is my life, but I was like, you need to have a podcast. I'm just throwing that out there. Right?
I love to be on podcasts. I've been on, I actually tried to schedule a few this summer and everything. But thank you. Yes, thank you. I don't know. How it is.
You're like, headlights. Yeah.
I'm looking at all you have. It looks amazing. It's just, everything that if you want to do something, like I'm sure you're the same way. I like to do things that I like all in, and I know I'm going to commit and do it well. So sometimes the thought of starting
Yes.
new things,
I
but
hear
I
ya.
do appreciate that. And I do hope to be a guest on more that I can really share what
Yeah.
I have to say, because I do believe so much that it will help women
Yeah.
and young teens and even parents. I have a chapter there on parenting, mothers and fathers. I mean, it's so crucial to know how we can mold that
Mhm.
confidence, or we can break the confidence.
And sometimes it literally is a sentence that can make or
Mhm.
break someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where can people get the book?
So I am available on Amazon,
Okay.
and also I have a website through She Rises Studios. It's sherisesstudios.com and then / Gina Redzanic. And those orders go directly to me so I could sign them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So either place.
Okay. Or Gina's so nice that she's giving a copy to someone out there. So just in the comments of wherever you're watching this, put Gina. And then you have until, let's see, you have until Sunday. We're going to pick the winner Monday and announce it Tuesday. Okay.
Fun.
So start doing that now.
Yes.
And Gina's so nice. She gave everyone in our non-existent studio audience a copy of the book too. So that's very nice
Yeah.
of her. Everyone here. And I'll put that in. We don't have it on there. Gina, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's super fun to do this.
What
Absolutely.
do you, well, I'm so glad that you're making this and building this community and helping people. That has to feel so good.
Yeah, it does.
What do you love most about your life right now?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. What I love most about my life is that I am just so blessed that I'm in a happy marriage,
Mhm.
and I have 2 teenage daughters who we get along. Like we get along. We love to be with each other.
Yeah.
And I think just after talking to so many teens through this past year and just, seeing, and I get that not everybody has that blessing, but it is truly a blessing to
Mhm.
just love your unit, your
Yeah.
family unit, and have a supportive spouse. And just, I mean, my girls this morning, they woke up with me by 7 a.m. We were out the door at 7:30 to go to the gym together.
Aw.
And they're 13 and 16 on summer break. I mean, that's just,
Yeah.
and that was on them. I didn't force that. It was, hey, I'm going to the gym. Can I come? I'm going early if you want me to wake you up. And they did. So just things like that. I know, I just feel like I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that, we can have that unit. And it was a lot of just having, but my husband and I both were able to work from home for so long, and we were so present
Mhm.
and building upon that, so that would be my answer for.
You're making my eyes water. Gina, my dog outside is scratching at the door to get in, and that I call her my floor manager.
The timer, right?
Yes, my floor director. So she's telling us that the time is up. So go get Gina's book, Unleash Your Inner Self-Confidence. Come back anytime, please.
Yes, I would love to. Thank
Okay,
you so
good.
much.
Thank you. We'll take a break and be right back after this. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. That's our show, everyone. And remember, if you want a copy of this book, free coffee, we're giving copy, not coffee. Well, that's 2 things. One, if you want to buy us a coffee, go to buymeacoffee.com/makeyourday-richer. Support us that way. It's how we can bring amazing people like Gina on the show. And if you want to win a signed copy of this book, put Gina in the comments right now. You have until Sunday to do that. We're going to pick the winner on Monday and announce it on Tuesday. So stick around for that. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching the show, and I love you for it. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.